Shalom. I want to start by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baruch HaKodesh, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Yakim across the earth doing this work in sincerity and truth. Shalom. So as you can see here on the picture is there's a picture from screenshot that I took from an episode from South Park, which they talk about holograms, and here you see a hologram of Tupac. And basically, what I want to talk about is the hologram, and I call it like that, And if you, you know, this weekend, this Saturday, yes, tomorrow exactly, actually, the 4th of May, they want to reconsider the small heads that died during the Second World War, they call it a certain name. I call it the hologram because otherwise, if I call it how they call it, then they're gonna flag my video, probably delete it, and yeah, give me channel a strike because that's what they do, because the small heads, those big nose people, those rats, they are they own YouTube, they own the media in general, they basically own, control the things. Yeah, basically they are pulling the strings, of course it's the Mosai, he put them in rulership, because those Amalekites, those are the head tribes of Esau, and they're ruling this world, right now. But their queendom is going down, and it's beautiful to see. So here you have a hologram, and as you see, it's a hologram. It's fake, and that's the same thing that they forcing upon people. The 4th of May, here in Holland, to remember, So if you cannot turn your TV on, or they're talking about this shit, And already, I think it's already 2 years ago or something like that. The youth, the younger people here in Holland, they don't buy that story anyway. They don't buy it anymore, they don't believe it. And now you got all this thing going on with these Palestinians, So people talking about, yeah, they are committing genocide over there and this and that, and people feeling sorry for the people from Palestine. But let me make this clear, we don't feel sorry for none of them, because they're both our enemies. Because if you, as a so-called black man, would walk in Palestine, they would molest you and probably murder you, torture you to death, things like that they will do, if your so-called black female would walk there, they would rape her and eventually murder her, deleted her. Those are the things that they do with our people. And the same goes for those Israelis, they have the same attitude, so I know. And the fun part is they fighting over a country which doesn't belong to them anyway. The so-called Negros, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos are the real children of Israel, So during this, concerning this hologram, they want to talk about that 6 million of the small heads were deleted, which is bullshit to begin with. But if you only look at the Native Americans, so-called Indians, what I can find on, I said it, which is documented, they say it's nearly 55 million, but we know it's more. And don't forget, they are still committing genocide on our people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and so-called Indianos. If you got for example, the coltan mines, the gold mines, diamond mines, things that they do in Brazil, concerning for the oil, what Shell did, don't forget those companies also, they deleted also so-called, I said they deleted also a lot of indigenous people, everywhere. All these mining companies and all that, those are people that are with guns. They go just burn down a village because they know it's something in the ground there, to go get it. So things like that, these devils are doing. So we already know this is a lot more, And I was looking it up if I can find it about the so-called Negroes, during slavery, how much of them were deleted. And they say it's like, yeah, it could be 2 million, it could be 5 million. We know it's way much more. My advice to you is watch that movie Amistad, and that will give you a glimpse of how the Atlantic slave trade, how it went there, how it went, because they had like food for a certain amount of slaves. But what they used to do, they would, you know uh, 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 put a lot of slaves in that boat, you know, basically put them in every corner that they could find, you know, squeeze them in there, you know, and then they at a certain point, you know, and that's around the Bermuda Triangle, you know, that's why there's a lot of activity there also, because there are a lot of spirits there tortured, you know, and things that they used to do. And in that movie Amistad, they show you that very graphic, you know. So they used to, at a certain point, they were looking at the slaves and be like, it's not enough, you know, it's not enough food for them, this and that. So we just gonna delete, you know, dump a couple of hundreds of them in the ocean. What they used to do, they had a big rock, you know, and all, you don't forget, all these slaves were tied to each other with chains. They were bound onto each other. So they would grab a couple of hundred, 200 or 300 slaves, you know, male and female children, doesn't matter. And I think majority adults, you know, male and female, you know, like what they would call the weaker, you know, those who were who already started to be a little bit weak or maybe got sick and all that. And they were all tied together, and they had a big rock, thrown it in the ocean, you know, and that rock was attached to that chain, you know, which hold all those slaves, you know, a couple of hundred of them, and they were tossed into the bottom of the ocean. So they didn't even give him a chance. Look, I would say, and that shows you that this devil deserves no mercy. So any of these so-called black people that want to talk about forgiveness for Esau, for the so-called white people, need to shut the fuck up, man. These devils deserve no mercy. Because, you know, okay, let's say your ship, you got too much slaves on your ship. If you would throw them like this, you know, without being bound up, you know, just throw them in the sea like that, they might have a chance to survive it. Let's say they find some piece of wood or something, you know, that they can float on, and they could reach an island or whatever, you know. They still, you know, they can still try to survive by themselves. But if you are bound up, you know, by your feet, you know, be feet and hands tied up in chains, tied onto each other, you know, and you gotta imagine what kind of devil you gotta be to do that with a smile, you know. That's why the scripture said in the book of Psalms, happy shall ye be. And I'm going to read that in a moment, because this is the shit, you know, the scripture just pops in my mind. This is the shit that these fucking devils used to do, man. So you got all people tied up, tight, you know, bound onto each other. So you're watching, you know, and you got to say, you know, they open the hatch, you know, the on that ship, you know, and they toss the rock in, and the first slave's already going down. You know, you see them going down, like you hear the chains going, ting-a-ling-ling-ling, you know, the water splashing. You know, for those sharks, it was a feast, you know, over there, because, you know, sharks, they sense activity in the water, you know. They come when they find activities, you know, the vibrations, they come around. And for them, they knew every certain, you know, on a regular basis, slaves were tossed there. So it was how you call it, a fest for them, you know. They had a lot to eat, you know. So the slaves going down. So imagine yourself one of the last ones who's about to go into the ocean. So you see everyone before you screaming for mercy, you know, going into the ocean, drowning. You had no chance, no chance. Your hands, your feet were tied, bound. So you're drowning, maybe a shark biting you, all those things, you know. Those were the things that these fucking devils were doing to our people. And then you want us to get to have mercy for them. That's why Yahweh said, you know, my righteous indignation. I will pour upon them my righteous indignation, which means my righteous anger, you know, his fierce anger. And don't forget the Most High, you know, Yahweh Basham Yashai. They know everything that these devils been doing to us, because the angels, they've been looking 24/7, you know, ever since. Everything is being recorded by them, you know. So that's why the scripture said, reward them double, man. These fucking devils deserve no mercy, man. Matter of fact, let me jump to the book of Psalms before I forget about that scripture. And excuse me for my excitement, but these devils, man. When I think about certain things, you know, that you should watch that movie. If you watch that movie, Amistad, you know, it's very graphic. And that's the thing. Back in the days, they used to make movies and series which were very accurate and show you realistic, in a realistic way, how things were done. Now they try to smoothen it up and all that, because they want to hop on that let's all get together boat, but get the fuck out of there, man. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. That shit ain't gonna happen. So let me see. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, it's talking about America. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. America is going to be destroyed. It's going to be a desert, It's going to be a place for vile creatures and all that, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Yeah, all the shit that they used to do with our people, using children as gator baits, letting dogs tear us apart. They were hanging the natives women, when they were pregnant upside down. They would wait for the men to go out hunting. Those are the things that they used to do. Wait for the men to go out hunting, hang the woman upside down, the pregnant woman, cut the belly open. First they make a bet whether to be a boy or a girl. That also shows you that there are only two genders. You fucking idiots that want to talk about there's 300 and something genders and all that fucking bullshit. No, you're either male or you're a female, man. Get the fuck out of there. Fucking shitty world, man. This world really needs to go, man. But anyway, making a bed, cutting the belly open, and then just dash the baby on the ground. That's the shit that they used to do, man, motherfuckers. And now y'all want mercy. Y'all ain't gonna get no mercy, man. And that's why your devil's gonna be destroyed, man. Because all your heathens gonna get it. Because all your heathens are against our people. The real children are against the real children of Israel, so-called Negros, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos. But hey, all your fucking heathens gonna get it, man. But you so-called white people, you Edomites, you're gonna be exterminated, man. Thus said the Bible. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. And yeah, believe me, I'm waiting for that day, man. I'm waiting for that day. But yeah, back to the hologram, so now, and that's also another thing. So they talk about that during the hologram, there are 6 million of their people were deleted, which is bullshit. That never happened because, you got a book and now you can, back in the days, you were able to read that book, but they would you had to put, you would, I said it, you had to go to the library and then you had to give them your ID and then they would, I said that, write your name down and all that, and you were able to get that book that the small mustache guy, his name started with a H, who always used to greet with the stiff arm, and he had a book, and the book name was about the camp that he had, So yeah, you can figure it out, And if you talk about something about yourself, you will call it, it's mine, So yeah. So he was talking about that camp, So yeah, there you have it. And in that book, I know that there are a lot of things that also would show you how these devils be lying about, because they had a swimming pool and all that. They are places where they could complain for things, because those were people, they had lice and all kinds of some kind of sickness broke out. I think it was syphilis or something, I'm not 100% sure, I kind of forgot, but it was, it's not the way that they were talking about. And also the thing that, they had those showers with gas in it, it's also bullshit, because the product that they said that they were used on them, you cannot even get it in gas form. It's like how you call that? It's a solid stuff, It's a solid product. So that's a bullshit. But nevertheless, these small heads claim that 6 million of them were deleted, And if you only look at the Native Americans, the so-called Indianos, what I could find, which was documented, already show you that there were 55 million of them deleted. I remember, I don't know if it was the Taino Indians. I think it was the Taino Indians. I don't remember how much they were, but they were a lot. You know, when Columbus was done, there were only like 300 of them left. So yeah, you want to tell me that these fucking devils need mercy? We need to forgive them? Get the fuck out of there, man. So yeah, so tomorrow, around 8 o'clock. Yeah, and it used to be 1 minute, so now they want to make it like 2 minutes. Everybody needs to shut the fuck up. You got a lot of idiots. They're gonna stand next to the road. There's nothing on the television. You only can see the remembrance in Amsterdam. Things like that bullshit. Even like last week was King's Day, and so they had like small hats, orange small hats, and they were handing out to the people so they would support the small hats. And this is beautiful because a lot of people are hating them now. A lot of people going against them. You got a lot of people who talk about free Palestine and all that bullshit. I'm like, fuck that shit. Y'all all are enemies, and you all need to be deleted. And it's gonna be that you're all gonna go in captivity and you're gonna be deleted, man. Especially your so-called white man, your Amalekites, the head tribe of Esau. After 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, continual employment, you're gonna be exterminated, man. And that's very beautiful. And but the beautiful thing is, scriptures are very clear concerning how it would be for the children of Israel if the Mosai had put them in the country, you know. And that's not what happened with the smallheads. No, they went there by force. Ever since they set foot there, they're on war. And it's beautiful. They are so feeling so unsafe. A lot of people, even in Turkey, recently stopped doing negotiations with them. Business with them. They said they want to see more help going to Gaza, things like that. More and more countries are basically don't want to deal with them. And now you got the song festival going on. I think it's in Belgium. I'm not sure. I really don't give a shit. But yeah, this demon, this Amalekite demon from 20 years old, this female. So she's, people were also complaining, didn't want her to take part of the song festival, which also show you the double standards that these devils had, because now a lot of people are against these small heads, these Israelis, and they didn't want her to sing on the song festival. And first she had a very like a war tainted song or something like that. And then she switched the lyrics because people were complaining. But like when Russia with Ukraine, like last year, I believe every year they have this song festival. So last year with Russia and was it the Ukraine? So Russia was not allowed to take part of the song festival, and now they people were talking about, yeah, about what about the, we don't want Israel to take part, this and that, blah 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 blah, but they still let these they still let this demon take part, and that shows you, like I said in the beginning, that these small heads, those are the ones that owns everything. They own the media, they own everything concerning the media, the money. So basically, they are the ones that decides what will go and what will not go. So that's why you see that this little demon is not excluded for the song festival, which is beautiful. I saw an article which say that she had to stay in a hotel, so she's not safe. That's beautiful to see. That soccer clubs that didn't want to take part in tournaments anymore. Because they were getting people were threatening them and all that. Things like that. And which is like I said, the scriptures are very clear. If the children of Israel are in their country, everybody, basically the Mosai is gonna do something terrible. That everybody gonna shut the fuck up. Everybody gonna shut the fuck up and realize who the real children of Israel are, and realize that Yahweh Basham Yahushai is with us. That time is about to come. It's around the corner. So like the hologram, this whole thing about them being slaughtered and all that, this and that, it's fake. Just like the hologram that you see on the picture here. So this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse 24. And there shall be no more a pricking briar unto the house of Israel. So that one verse is already done, showing that nobody would do anything against Israel. What happened like a couple of weeks ago? Iran, he sent some missiles to Israel, right? Like I just said about Turkey, don't want to do business with Israel anymore. More and more countries speaking against it. Even in Holland, you had like van der Leyen, or what's that demon's name, talking about if Israel gonna, I think it's Rafah, or I don't remember exactly which part of Palestine it is. If they would attack a certain part, then Europe should take a stance against this. And but this is all prophecy. Eventually, that I say that it's also Slovakia. It's prophecy, and it's also showing you that they are not standing on one accord. It's also showing you that they are not standing on one accord, which is beautiful, man. This is the iron mixed with the miry clay. It won't stick. You see, it's beautiful to see these prophecies fall apart. Like Yahushua said, many men wish to see the things that you are seeing. And that's true. It shows us the end. And don't forget me, I'm very much aware that the things that are about to be on this planet is going to be horrible. I'm very much aware of that, but nevertheless, it still is beautiful, man. It's still beautiful. It's beautiful to see the downfall of your enemy. A matter of fact, that reminds me of another scripture. Let me jump to that real quick. Then I go back to the book of Ezekiel. Let me see, the book of Sirach. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and a 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that had joy of his children, and that's also a thing in this fucking world. These females got all this power, do with our children whatever they want, keep them away from you. They go to another country, whatever, making sure, using by law, that you cannot do with your children whatever you want. You cannot see them, forcing you to pay for them, all that shit. Fucking demons. But your time is about to come also, man. A man that had joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Yeah, man. So back to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse 24. And there shall be no more a pricking briar unto the house of Israel, nor any grieving thorn of all that are round about him, that despise them. And they shall know that I am Yahweh, the Most High. Thus saith Yahweh, power of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob, and they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. And it's beautiful. The gig is out. More and more people start waking up and seeing these devils for what they are. I was watching damn, what's his name again? I saw it on YouTube. Wait, let me read this, and then maybe it comes back to me. I forgot his name. It's a singer, a Jamaica singer. Everybody, Cutty Ranks, yeah. And he was, some place he was giving a performance, somewhere in a backyard, something like that, And he's a good artist, man. He always used to be a good artist, I like his style, he got a great way of flowing. So this is the book of Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? Yeah, to the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. And this is the end. This is how you see that the end of a kingdom is there, It shows you the end of a kingdom by how you say that? All these secrets, all these things that they used to plot, used to try to do behind the scenes is come to an end, So, yeah, so he was talking about, that this and that, how great it was. He was talking about Burkina Faso, He was talking about Burkina Faso and how beautiful it is that to see them getting rid of those colonizers, how they're standing against this, how I say that? standing against these Europeans. Says it's beautiful, it's good that they do this and that. And he said people should should wake the fuck up and realize, that life started with black people. So they know some things. And don't forget, we got a great millstone camp on Jamaica too. Also, we got brothers there over there also. So yeah, and so the thing is, how you say that? So they, damn, I forgot. Yeah, oh yeah, and then he said, yeah, it started with us, we are the people, this and that. He said, people got to realize that even Jesus Christ is a black man, that's what he said. Of course, he got the name wrong, you got Sisla going on. Sisla also knows some things, I remember like an audio from him, this greeting, Shalom, but then he was mingling some things to each other, Of course, you got Israel United and Caesar also throwing some shit over there. I think GOCC maybe also, so they got everything mixed up, But yeah, the Mosai is working with the lowly, those stars, they will get something, and the Mosai might use them as a clank board, basically to bring the message to yeah, let more people hear this, so that they have no cloak of the sins. But this is all part of the downfall, It's beautiful. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And you see that this truth is getting out, and that's showing us that that the end is near, And matter of fact, let me at some. Oh yeah, this is the book of Matthew. Yeah, I was thinking about scripture. Let me read that. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. By seeing all these things going on, it's showing us that the end is around the corner, And I have one more scripture to end this with. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. Yeah, by this knowledge, by knowing these things, we are rich. And hey, the world to come is for us, man, the children of Israel. So-called Negros and so-called Indianos, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. And more people start realizing, like, man, the things that are going on, that doesn't add up with prophecy, More Christians start actually to read the Bible and see that things ain't adding up, Because that's also the thing about these Christians. They don't read the Bible. They just know certain scriptures and run with it. And that's it, But yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to see this, man. But yeah, concerning the hologram, I'm not gonna be silent, That's, I'm gonna tell you that for a fact, And I used to do it like back in the days. I remember like some things it was during the week. Now it's on a Saturday. But I remember like years ago when I used to work for a company, it was during the week. Then I was kind of fucked up because then I had the late shift, and then they would turn off the machine, basically the factory closed down for a couple of minutes. Everybody was shutting the fuck up. I always used to hate that. But back in the days, while I was free on those days, I would blast my music, and especially the song of Bob Marley, Slave Master. I like that song. I used to blaze that song. When everybody was silent, I was blasting my Bob Marley, man. So yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it like that. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Basham Yahushai, Baharuka Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of great millstones, to give us for giving us this knowledge, this wisdom and understanding, and salutations to all your Akim across the earth doing this work in sincerity and truth, and shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters that listen and do their best to please Yahweh Basham Yahushai. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.